Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This video is my top 10 favorite cool tone leaning lipsticks, but that are more colorful than a nude. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This video is another video in my monthly series where I show you my top 10 favorite products that I feel work really well if you may have a cooler undertone, or if you have a different undertone and you're looking for cool tone recommendations, because I want more people to try more cool tones, then I think these are the things you might really enjoy. Today is the more colorful take. So last month I showed you my nudes, and today we're talking more colorful things. So think pinks and reds, really nice vibrant pops of color that I think are going to work really well. Also in light of the season, which is like the transitioning from spring into summer, and then I like to reach for these things. So let me just get to it, and then we'll talk about these 10 lipsticks that I have selected. Before we get into the video, I would like to tell you a little bit more about myself and what I like doing on this channel, just in case you're new here and you've never been here before. Hi, my name is Maaike. I live in the Netherlands. I have fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone, and this greatly influences how I feel about makeup. I have been reviewing makeup for more than a decade. I love trying out eyeshadow palettes, Essence and Catrice, and getting the use out of my makeup. So if that's something you're interested in, then I hope you'd like to consider subscribing. So I have 10 lipsticks to share with you today, and it's going to be ranging from high-end and drugstore again like last time. I have an equal split here of 5 high-end lipsticks and 5 drugstore lipsticks. But before we get into these ones, I wanted to mention something about the previous video, because I know I'll probably get those comments again this time. Last time there were people saying, oh, but those don't look cool toned, they look peach. And I think that happens for 2 reasons. First of all, the screen you're watching on is gonna skew things in a certain way. There's nothing I can do about that. I checked that video on 4 different screens, and it looks different on all 4. That's just the way it is. Secondly, I was swatching 10 incredibly similar-ish shades close together. And I don't know if you've ever tried swatching paint samples on your wall to see what might work. And then you'll notice that something that looks something like something in one light looks different in another light. And if you put shades together that are very close, the undertones are going to like pop out even more. So something that may look slightly more warm tone than that video looks actually cool tone if you put it next to an actual warm tone. So I definitely think there was that as well. Plus, I don't just make these videos for people who already have a cool undertone and who are super fair. I want these videos to be as inclusive as possible. So if you're someone with a warmer undertone and you want to get into cool tones and you want to see what might work, that's why I have options. That's why there are 10 things here, so that hopefully as many people as possible can take something away from this. The selection I have for you here today are all lipsticks that work on me. I have a cool undertone in my skin tone, but I do have dark eyes, and I'm wearing my hair up today because I have a wedding to get to tonight, so I'm sort of like prepping my hair, taking a shower later on, and then I'm going to do my hair properly. So that's why it's up today. But my hair is also a warmer blonde, which allows me to get away with a lot more things than if, you know, your hair is also cool toned and your eyes are also cool toned. I don't have that issue, but my skin definitely is, and my lips are very purple heavy in their undertone as well, which with neutrals, I actually need that little bit of warmth to counteract the purpleness to make it look more neutral on my lips, if that makes any sense. Because that's another thing that influences how something looks on you, especially with lipsticks, is the undertone of your lips and how pigmented they are. I have very pigmented lips, which is why I skew towards darker nudes for myself. And also in the comments, some people were giving suggestions of like, oh, you should have included that. But those are a lipstick I might have, but they are not my favorites. And if it's not a favorite, it doesn't get featured in these videos. Plus, I limit myself to 10. It's not my aim to show you every single lipstick in my collection. I have lip swatch videos up on the channel with all of my MAC lipsticks that I used to own, all of the Charlotte Tilbury ones I used to own, all of my ELDRIDGE ones. Those are all there. So if you want to see what all the shades look like on my complexion, just enter a little bit of a search in the search bar, and I'll try to maybe also have a couple of those links in the description box so you can find it a little bit more easily. I will also have some links so that if you want to purchase any of these, if they are still available, that you know what to look for and you can click those. Those may be affiliated, so if you do click those links and you shop through them, I might make a small commission, just to be fully transparent here. Let's get to these lipsticks because this was way too rambly. So this is the bright video. So these are all incredibly bright pops of color, and some of these are newer to me. Some of these, you know, are my favorites. And something really sad happened to the first thing I wanted to show you. This is my Lisa Eldridge lipstick in Velvet Ribbon. If we're talking a true blue toned classic red that is far more blue than any other red I have ever tried, this is more blue and vibrant than something like MAC Russian Red, which is why that one isn't featured here today. But I was swatching it the other day for a short I was filming, and it broke off. So this is the only bit I have left. It's very worn down. This is like, I think, a third of the size it used to be. So I hope it's okay. I do have a lip brush so I can apply it, and I hope it doesn't break again upon swatching this. So I'll try to be super careful. So here is what Velvet Ribbon looks like swatched. Now, if you think Lisa Eldridge may be a bit too expensive for you, then there will be an option that is similar to this, which I'll try swatching below it so you can see the comparison shade-wise. But that is going to come up later in the more affordable half. So this is Velvet Ribbon. As I mentioned, this is my favorite classic red. If I think of like a good bright red, this is the one I reach for the most. This is why it's so incredibly dinky. I will be purchasing a new one. I saw that the Myth eyeshadow palette is back in stock on lisaeldridge.com, so I have already decided to award a little bit of a budget towards a Lisa Eldridge order by the end of the month, and then I will be picking up a new Velvet Ribbon because it's my favorite red lipstick and I cannot live without this thing, so that's why I have to show you this one. It's nice, it's bright, it's poppy, and it's perfect for whatever red look you want to do. So I can definitely feel this wiggling around in the bullet as I'm applying it, so it's not super secure, but I was able to do it with the help of a bit of a lip brush, but I felt I couldn't get the precise line I can normally get with these because of its little wobble that it has. It didn't break off again, which I'm super happy with. So I was able to apparently push it back in, but I'm still going to be buying that new one. And I think you can tell like why I like this so much, why this works for me. It's super vibrant. I'm not wearing a lot on my eyes today. I just have a very sheer wash of a liquid eyeshadow from Essence on, so I do feel a little barefaced in the eye department because I have to redo my makeup later today. I didn't want to mess too much with my eyes, but here we have that Velvet Ribbon lipstick, and I feel it makes my teeth look brighter. It's this really nice vibrant pop of color, and it has that really nice bright blue undertone that I am looking for in a classic red lip all the time. If it pulls too orange, I love Velvet Morning, Velvet Dragon, Velvet Cinnabar. I think those are also lovely shades in the Lisa Eldridge line, but those are all very orange leaning, and I still think till this day that this is the best red that Lisa Eldridge does. I definitely go back and forth between a couple, but I want to do a video like this later in the year when we get more towards the festive season with some of my favorite picks for vampy shades, and then I think I can show you some of my deeper red takes that the Lisa Eldridge line has to offer that I feel work better on me in like the winter time or like for festive reasons. But this is a great, well, just throw on red if you want to add that punchy color to your face. This is my favorite option, which is why I wanted to start the video with this. I showed you a Victoria Beckham lipstick in my previous video, and the brand is featured yet again in this one. This is the Posh lipstick, and this is in the shade Alter Ego. Again, full transparency here. This lipstick was sent to me in PR and was gifted to me by the brand. This is a vibrant fuchsia, and with fuchsia, a fuchsia can lean warm toned and have a little bit more like a corally orange undertone, and some fuchsias can be a little bit more purple leaning, and I feel that this one has that slight hint of purple to it that makes it more cool toned. It's of course going to look not the same compared to the Lisa Eldridge, because the Lisa Eldridge is a matte and the Victoria Beckham one is actually more of a cream finish. So the Victoria Beckham has the cream finish, the Lisa Eldridge is a matte, so that's also why they look a little bit differently. But I love this. I love these vibrant pinks, especially in the spring-summer season, and that's why there are quite a few pinks in here as well, but I'll also have some purpley options. So this is what the Posh lipstick from Victoria Beckham Beauty looks like in Alter Ego on me. To me, it's just this really nice, bright, poppy pink tone, but that has a hint of berry to it, which is why it works. I have mentioned many times that I also like these kind of shades in the fall season and in the winter time if I don't want to go for something too dark, because I am quite pale, and in the winter time I get even lighter, and then I feel these bright poppy berry shades are really fun as well, but they work on me in the summertime too. It's sort of like that popsicle kind of vibe that you can get, and I love that. I especially like it in lip stains if they have this kind of shade, but lip stains will be a different video. So I definitely want to do another spin-off with lip glosses and one with like lip stains and like liquefied lipsticks. Those are different categories in my book. These are just bullet lipsticks. So different formulas, I tend to lean in towards other things depending on the formula, because I feel that that formula works better in those shades on my lips. I don't know why, but for a bullet lipstick, I think this is a really nice, vibrant, bright option for sure. Because I want to change things up, another Lisa Eldridge lipstick and one of my favorite shades in her insanely saturated line. It's the shade New Wave, and also for this, I feel I have something that is more affordable than this that could be a potential dupe, as in it's similar enough for it to like count, I feel. So this is a purpley pink, I feel. I need to look at what I swatch, because else I'm gonna smear this all everywhere. So it has definitely more of like a purple blue undertone, but I feel when I put it on, it looks like pink. I think if you have deep skin, the purple may come through even more, but this, if you want that vibrant, poppy, cooler tone, this can look also really nice light and purple if you have a very light skin tone, I think. So this can work for so many people, and I think it's especially beautiful if you have a deep skin tone, and also if you have an olive skin tone, because you've got that hint of green in your undertone. A purple is going to clash with it and complement it very well, because on the color wheel, purples and greens are opposites. And so if you want to like sort of make that look more vibrant, it can really work. And here is what Lisa Eldridge's New Wave looks like on me. I love this shade. It looks absolutely stunning on me. And as I mentioned, this looks more pink on me. And this is what I like to wear instead of like the classic blue toned pinks that you usually get. Very often if you see a hot pink, especially in drugstore ranges, we'll have one in this video today if you do like that kind of shade on yourself. But you very often have these like bright pinks that have a lot of blue to them, and then also a white base, making them a little bit more neon. One thing that springs to mind instantly is Candy Yum Yum by MAC. I don't know what that is called in the new line. They just revamped their entire lipstick line and all the shade names have changed. But I always felt that that made me look a little bit too dead and draining because of the white base, and it doesn't look quite right. If I want something that really balances out my features, but I still want that bright pop of something, I feel New Wave is that bright sort of Barbie pink kind of feeling to me, but without that weird undertone that makes me look a little bit too ghastly. So I feel that this one is really nice, and I really enjoy this, and especially when I wear a black blouse like I'm wearing today, I love wearing a shade like this with a very basic neutral eye and this bright poppy shade. I really feel it pulls the look together. My lips are getting stained, which is something I had expected would happen. Oh well. I'm just using my foundation brush to like touch up my lips every single time after every single shade I've swatched. To take a break from Lisa Eldridge for a minute, because we all know those are my favorites, this is the Gucci Satin Finish in Love Before Breakfast. This is another hot fuchsia pink, but again, fuchsia pink in a more berry tone rather than like very flat and just not that flattering. So that's why I love Love Before Breakfast. And I think swatched next to New Wave, you can really see that it has almost like this berry purple undertone. So if you're going for pinks, definitely look for that bluish purple undertone. If it has that, I feel they will pretty much work if you want to try a bright pink. I feel overall that brights are easier to find in a cool tone than nudes, because nudes always tend to be mixed in with a little bit of like a beige, brown, or orange to make them nude, because that's apparently how brands see skin tones. They always think there needs to be something in there that's brown, making them almost always warm toned. And here is what Gucci Love Before Breakfast looks like. It's like the brighter version of the Victoria Beckham. So I feel that the Victoria Beckham one has a little bit more depth to it. It's right here, the second one I swatched. And I really like this because of the vibrancy. It's also, again, a slightly more creamy formula, which I enjoy. So that shine it has really adds to the juiciness of the way this looks. And I feel it adds, because of that reflect, it really adds to the way this appears on my lips. It's really nice. If you don't like fragrance, stay away from Gucci. These do smell pretty heavily of a floral fragrance that I think Gucci actually sells. I think they put a few drops of their actual fragrance in their makeup products. So if you don't like that, then don't buy it. However, I feel it disappears really easily and I don't feel sickly after applying it. It's definitely more of an old lady smell, I feel, so it's not the most pleasant, but I can definitely overlook it. And now that I've had my Gucci lipsticks for a while, I feel the scent is also disappearing in these. And the final high-end lipstick, and I was sort of doubting between Lisa Eldridge's Bloom, True Velvet and Velvet Bloom, or Velvet Pompadour, and I'm currently really into Velvet Pompadour. It's my lipstick of the spring. I've been wearing it a lot in the past couple of weeks. I wore it in some videos and people wanted to know what lipstick I was wearing, so I was like, right, it has to make an appearance in this video. I do feel this is a slightly warmer option, so if you are very cool toned in your overall features, this may not be cool toned enough for you. However, if you are someone who has a warmer undertone and you want to try something that will look more cool toned on you, then this may be a good option. So this is more of like a rosy pink, I feel. So Velvet Pompadour is here towards the end. And it's definitely, again, different from the rest. I do feel that these are very close together in what it has to offer. But I do think it is a little bit more of that cooler, like that pink tone that's going to work better if you have a slight warm undertone. But it's not super warm toned. So that is what Velvet Pompadour looks like on me. But because I have a purple undertone to my lips, I feel this looks more cool toned on me than perhaps on other people. So if your lips aren't as pigmented, if they don't show through a lot of other lipsticks as well, this may not be your shade, but again, it makes my teeth look super white. I feel it goes with my complexion really well. It again makes my face look more alive. And that's what I'm looking for with these shades for sure. Next up are the drugstore lipsticks in this category, and I really enjoy those hot pinks that the drugstore does really well. I think if you're looking for a classic hot pink with a blue undertone, go to the drugstore. You definitely do not need to spend a lot of money on it. I feel like these things are a little bit more unique compared to other things that I have. But one of my favorites with that sort of undertone and look to it is this one from Mina. It's the, I always get the name wrong, this is the Color Lip Glow in shade 371. They don't do shade names, they do numbers, and their line has the same number in like different products, so you can do like a monochromatic look quite easily. And this is that very sort of almost neon sort of pink kind of vibe. It's very blue heavy, but because this is more like a tinted lip balm kind of thing, I feel it doesn't look too intense. I always feel that when these kind of shades look like very full, like full coverage, opaque on my lips, it looks a little bit off because it doesn't really go with my brown eyes very well. But I definitely have a couple of these kind of hot pinks from like Milano does a couple of really good ones. They also do a sheer version in their fetish lipsticks, which I enjoy a lot. But then I bought this one and I like this one just a little bit better. And I'm going to swatch it here so that I can make sure to swatch. I want to leave the New Wave and Velvet Ribbon. I want to leave those open because I definitely have some shades that are similar to it from the drugstore. So here's what the Mina shade looks like. For a color lip balm, it still has a lot of pigment to it, but here is what I was talking about with the like Barbie pink shade. Definitely has that very nice intense blue tone. So here we have Mina 371 in their the color Lip Glow. And I just really like this. Again, with a black shirt, I love shades like this for me. Again, with a minimal eye, maybe just a little bit of a liquid liner, then I like this. It needs to be very minimal so that the lipstick can truly shine and have its moment, you could say. But this is like something I only wear in like hot summertime. I feel I need to have a little bit more color in my skin for me to get away with it. So I hope we get a little bit more sunshine, because even though I do wear sunscreen, of course, I do tend to have like 1 or 2 shades deeper than my winter shade in the summertime. So I definitely do change color throughout the year, and I like this especially in like August time. That's when I wear it, when I reach for these kind of things. But till this day, my favorite drugstore bright pink lipstick is Pink Addiction from CATRICE. This is from their Demi Matte line, which I think was discontinued, so I'm not sure if you can still find this. But they do similar things all the time, so I'm sure you can find something. I do feel that the one from the Scandalous matte has a warmer undertone, so I tend to wear that a little bit less. This is a little bit brighter and a little bit more in your face, but I feel it's sort of in a similar vein as the Love Before Breakfast from Gucci and also the Victoria Beckham shade. I feel like it's a drugstore option for one of those ones for sure. So here I've swatched it underneath the Gucci so you can compare it. And then you can see that they definitely have a similar undertone. The only difference is the Gucci has shine because it's a cream satin formula, and the CATRICE one is a matte. And here is what the Demi Matte in Pink Addiction looks like from CATRICE. I think this is a stunning shade. When they put this out, I was instantly happy with my choice. Again, with a black shirt like I'm wearing today, I really like, there's a reason why I'm wearing this shirt. I really like the look of this. It's very vibrant, very much in your face. This is a very comfortable formula as well. Also the Scandalous mattes from CATRICE, which is their newer range, are very comfortable, and these wear really well. They don't leave that like weird ring around your mouth, and they don't flake off or look patchy. They kind of just sheer out as they wear down, and I've mentioned it many times before, but CATRICE lipstick feel like high-end, yet they are only like, what, €4 at the drugstore? They're incredibly affordable, and they do some really fun colors. Shall we just keep the order going and go like this way? So that means I have another CATRICE lipstick to show you. I feel this is quite similar to New Wave, so you definitely don't need to shell out the money for the Lisa Eldridge. This is a Scandalous matte lipstick, so this is still available as far as I know. Could be that they discontinue these in August. You never know with CATRICE. And this is shade 080, Casually Overdressed. And it's again one of those like purpley, pinky kind of shades. On me, it looks a little bit more purple, I feel, this one, rather than pink. But it definitely has a very blue undertone. So I'm just going to swatch it right underneath. And I feel like the CATRICE one is a touch brighter, a touch more blue, if you'd like, than the Lisa Eldridge one. So it's even more cool toned than the Lisa Eldridge one, if that's what you're looking for. If you want a purple lip, again, you don't have to shell out loads of money. Milano does some really good ones as well, so in the Color Fetish lipsticks, but those are quite sheer, and I feel I still like this better than the Milano, which is why this one is here today, and not the Milano. And here is the CATRICE in Casually Overdressed. I think this is lovely. Again, a little bit more pink leaning on me, I feel, but it's definitely looking more purple than the Lisa Eldridge one does. That one has more pink. It pulls up more of the pink undertone in that lipstick when I apply it. But this CATRICE one definitely has that brighter purple vibe. I really like this. Again, with the shirt and the kind of look I'm wearing today, I would have to change up my blush, I think, but this looks really, really stunning, and I do really enjoy this. Next up is a very new to me lipstick. I picked this up when I was in London. You haven't even seen this because I didn't do my London haul yet. But a lot of you were leaving me comments on my previous lipstick videos telling me to try some Revlon. Revlon is not available where I live, and drugstore brands, to find them online can be a bit difficult. And I picked up, and they called it new, but I'm pretty sure this shade has been in the Revlon line for decades. So it's a classic. This is their super lustrous lipstick in Cherries in the Snow. And I just wanted to give them a try because the last time I owned a Revlon lip product was, I think, 10 years ago. Didn't they have the like butter lipsticks? I think they did. And they had some like liquid lipsticks as well at like the height of the liquid lipstick hype that I really enjoyed. But I decluttered those over time. And here is what Cherries in the Snow looks like. It's a good thing I swatched it underneath the Victoria Beckham because I feel the shades are quite similar. This is just a little bit more transparent than the Victoria Beckham one. That one has more pigment to it. This is a little bit more balmy, a little bit more that sort of like juicy, I've just eaten ripe fruit kind of vibe, which I do really enjoy. So Cherries in the Snow, I already wore it. It was already in my Shop My Stash. I already selected it to wear it with a couple of looks because I wanted to test it out before filming this video to see how much I liked it, and I love it. It doesn't last very long. This disappears from my lips like instantly. You drink something and it's gone. But it doesn't slide around all over your face, which I do enjoy. So here is what Cherries in the Snow looks like on my complexion. I really enjoy this. Again, on me, there is a hint of purple. And that may be my purpley toned lips. That could very well be. But I think this pulls really, really nicely cool toned. I really enjoy the shade as well. Like the shade name, Cherries in the Snow, that just made me want to get it. And it's a Revlon classic, so what's there to hate? And again, it has that juicy sort of thing I really enjoy about the Victoria Beckham and the Gucci ones as well. But this one was definitely not that expensive at the drugstore. And finally, the 10th and final lipstick is the thing I feel is most similar to Velvet Ribbon from Lisa Eldridge that I've ever found, and it is drugstore lipstick. This is Kiko Milano Velvet Passion in shade Cherry, which is, what's the number again? 312. Kiko did change all of their ranges in the past year or two, so you may have to go online to see what shade it is now because I still have the old version. But here is what the lipstick looks like. This packaging feels very luxurious, and I have said this many times before, but I feel like Kiko is being made in the same factory as some of our favorite more luxuriously brands on the market. So that's why I feel they do a lot of formulas that feel very similar to something like the Lisa Eldridge. And I have found some things by them that are very similar to like Hourglass and Laura Mercier. They do a lot of things that are very similar to these very much more expensive brands. And they do it at a fraction of the price. So I'm going to be swatching Cherry underneath the Lisa Eldridge one in Velvet Ribbon. And I think you can see that undertone-wise, they are the same. I just feel that Cherry is a bit more of a flatter matte, as in it's flat, rather than the Lisa Eldridge one. The Lisa Eldridge one, while it is a matte lipstick, still has sort of like a richness to it and like a vibrancy that I haven't seen matched in any other lipstick for sure. But something, if you're just looking for the shade, then I feel that Cherry can definitely fit the bill, and it is a vibe for sure. And here's what Cherry looks like. I definitely had less of a trouble applying this because the other one was broken, of course. But I think Cherry does fit that bill. It is that very nice, bright, blue toned red. If you want the look for less, go with Kiko for sure. And because I have the Lisa Eldridge one, I don't reach for this one a whole lot, but I still think it is a really great red option from the drugstore that just does the same thing as a high-end lipstick would do. And wear time on these is really, really pretty as well. I love this lipstick, but I think this is a stunner if you've never tried it before. So thank you so very much for watching this video today. I hope it was helpful, that you got something out of it, that you got some recommendations of lipsticks you may want to try if you're looking for a bright pop of color that has a cooler undertone and that's going to work on you if you're looking for a cool tone, no matter what undertone you might have in your skin. So I hope it was useful. Thank you so very much for watching this video today. Please stay tuned for more videos in this series, but of course I do also film some other things, so please check those out if you'd like, or subscribe to the channel. It would greatly help me out. I make 4 videos a week, so there's lots more content coming your way. And then I hope to, and then I would like to wish you a very pleasant day. Take care, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye!